So this is a 2020 Lexus RX 350 F Sport, and as Drive Shop pulled it up to my apartment this week, I was like, damn! Damn! Thank you for watching Downshift, where we do car reviews, comparisons, lists, and a whole bunch of nonsense. Make sure you watch the videos all the way through and subscribe, because every year 10% of YouTube revenue goes to the Ocean Conservancy. Let's save those turtles. So there's no secret that this F Sport isn't the most F sporty of the Lexus lineup, but that doesn't mean that this thing is bad. There's a lot of good things going on in this vehicle, and we're gonna walk through 5 of the best. We're gonna start with looks, because like I said, when they pulled this thing up, I took note, my friends. It has a beautiful like satin gray with this dark chrome embellished front grille. There's little bumper garnishments here. Obviously the running lights are very typical Lexus, but it just looks so aggressive. It's riding a little bit lower. The gunmetal wheels on the profile are really, really aggressive with their multi-spoke design. Everything looks really intense. You get around to the side and you've got the floating roof. And then around back, you've got a very geometric and angled trunk and a rear diffuser. This thing looks really, really cool. Now, secondly, we have to talk about trunk, because according to Car and Driver, this thing competes with cars like the Audi Q5 and the BMW X3 and the Mercedes GLC. However, when you get in the trunk, you realize there's no competition here. This thing should really actually be competing against the X5, the GLE, and, well, yeah, the Q5 is probably about right. Plus, it's kick to open and close, which saved me from coronavirus early this week. Plus, it's kick to open and close, which saved my, god damn it. Plus, it's kick to open and close, which saved my ass. Plus, it's kick to open and close, which saved my ass from coronavirus earlier this week when I went to Target. Now we're gonna move up to the cabin, and you know how I just said that this is much more GLE, X5? Well, that really becomes apparent in the back seat here. This seat's actually moved about as far back as it can be, and I still have several inches of legroom, and I have a beautiful panoramic roof, bringing in light, making me feel not claustrophobic at all. It's really, really nice, really spacious, and really comfortable back here. Now, fourth, I want to talk to you about build materials, because this is something Lexus always does really, really well. Everything that you touch and interact with and feel in the cabin is pretty much perfect. The leathers and the stitching, even the plastics and the weighting on the dials and the buttons feel really good. And yeah, you have a little trackpad style infotainment system, but look at these seats. I don't usually like red interiors, but there's something about these two-tone red and gray seats with the satin gray trim, or excuse me, paint on the outside, that just makes it look really good. Plus you have this kind of textured aluminum here across the front dash and console. It's just awesome. It's just good. So behind the wheel, if you do step on it, you'll get to 60 in about 6.9 seconds, which is nothing to write home about, especially when you consider the way that this thing looks. And steering is a bit vague, but the place that this RX shines is in the ride itself. You don't buy a Lexus, specifically an RX, for sport, performance, and dynamicism. You buy it for comfort and luxury. And that's where this thing excels. So there it is. Those are the 5 best things about the 2020 Lexus RX 350 F Sport. Now, I have to say that this comes together to be more than the sum of its parts in some aspects. Now, from a performance, sporty, and dynamic perspective, no, it doesn't really hold up to how it looks. However, if you're looking for the most reliable and the most comfortable and the most luxurious and the most roomy, it's right here. And with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you stay tuned for the 5 worst things about this car right here.